Life Crew Podcast.
Hey, welcome to the podcast. I'm Jareth.
I'm Deborah.
We are the Full Life Crew. We are a husband and wife married 24 years. We have 8 children from college to not even in school yet.
Yeah, little bitty.
And today we're talking about back to school.
Ooh, back to school.
Back to school.
It's always exciting.
Before we jump too deep into it, we got to let everybody know that we are a small influencer, considered a micro influencer. And the benefit of that for you would be that we get some special deals and discounts. So we have created a page that anytime we get a special deal or discount, it's called thefulllifecrew.com/save. You can go to that page and take advantage of some deals. Our most recent one was with Columbia Sportswear, and you get 60% off.
And they have really great stuff.
And then the Upside app teamed up with us, and I used the app, and I saved $27 basically using it twice. So you can go ahead and we have a special code they gave us, and you can find that on our website. Again, it's fulllifecrew.com/save. But today we are talking about back to school. Is this a good time for you or a bad time?
It's an exciting time, a hectic time, and it's fun. Like, the kids are excited. They're going back to school. They're going back to see their friends. It's exciting for us because they're back kind of in a routine. We can get more done during the day. But on the flip side, all the sports starts, the after-school activities, the homework. So afternoons get a little chaotic.
To me, it felt like our summer was extremely busy. Like, as we approached the end of the school year last year, I was kind of like, okay, good, it's going to slow down. And then we went into summer, and it felt like it sped up.
It usually does right when school gets out.
Oh, yeah.
And then it slows off. Because right there, before they went back to school, it had kind of settled back down a little bit.
So do you like it when the kids go back to school and the house is a little less empty during the day? Do you feel like you get more stuff done?
Yes and no.
Oh.
Yes, because I don't have them asking me 1,000 questions a day and needing something. No, because now I get lazy.
You're lazy?
I wouldn't say lazy, but I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to sit here for 10 minutes and drink my coffee.
Oh, and that turns into...
well, let me turn on the TV. Oh, an hour later. Well, I've been sitting here watching TV and haven't gotten anything done.
Well, I mean, if you think about what you do before the kids go to school, you get up, you cook them breakfast, you wake them all up, you get them dressed, and then we get them off to school. So you have a whole thing there happening before in the morning, too.
And then by the time when we pick them up, you better have your running shoes on.
Yeah, afternoons are really, really hectic. I think in the afternoon, it just feels like we're just running every which direction.
But that's because our kids are involved in school clubs, school sports, after-school activities, which I think is terrific. The more they do, the less trouble they can get into.
Yeah. And sometimes we have help. Like yesterday, our neighbor, Corey, he helped with AJ.
Yeah, because he had football.
Yep. And we do other stuff for too. I went and got one of our baseball players yesterday in Westlake so he could make practice because his mom was sick. So, it takes a village, right?
It does.
Anyway, I found this on parenting.org, and I just wanted to go through this with you and get your thoughts on this because I think, you're more involved in the back to school than me. Like, it's not like,
I did the school shopping. I did the school shoes. I did all the forms, the million forms that come home the first day of school, fill those out. I paid the fees, which are crazy. Like, it's like, I don't even know.
I feel like I failed you in this department.
You haven't failed me.
I feel like I don't do enough to help you with the back to school hustle.
No, what you help in the evenings, though. You do a lot in the evenings with getting the kids and getting them to their activities and stuff.
Well, let's talk about these things. It says 10 days of 10 activities to get you ready for back to school. And number one here is a back to school budget for back to school items. And back to school items were expensive this year.
They are expensive.
Yeah.
And then every year it seems they need more.
You know, we have. I've never really teamed. They've reached out. We have a business that works with us called School Supply Discount. I don't know. I'm going to put a link to it in the description so people can go check it
Okay.
out. But from what I understood, you could save like 50 or 60 or 70% on your school supplies. You have to buy them online,
Yeah,
but you could save a lot of money. So if you haven't got your school supplies, that may be a really cool way to save some money.
probably so.
I've never used them before. So I'm going to go check them out, and then I'll post the link in the description, and whoever's listening, if they want to check it out, they could go check it out. But do you have a budget when you go when you do the back to school shopping, or do you just
I attempt to have a budget, and I have kind of a number in mind, and then we start going down the list of everything they need, and then by the time you get to the fifth kid, it's like, well, the budget's gone. Set a new limit.
Now, how much of the school supplies do you think that other kids don't bring, and there's always like the more responsible parents and then the little bit less responsible parents. How many of the parents send all the school supplies, and how many of them send a portion of the school supplies? And then does your child's school supplies get redistributed to the kids that didn't bring everything?
So they've gotten to where they put the top of the list. This is what your child needs. This will be at your child's desk. And then below it is, this is class share items. So those are the items that share throughout the class. And then at the bottom, this is like, hey, you want to help your teacher out? Here's a few items she's going to need throughout the year.
I don't know why they just don't go to digital. Do everything either on an iPad or a computer.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to color.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, I mean,
and you still have to write, like math, you may have to work out a problem on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't thinking about the little guys. I was thinking more like high school level and junior.
Okay. So by the time our kids get to high school, it's like you need usually a white binder, couple folders, some pencils. It's not a whole lot. Now, the school fees go up. So what you're doing is you pay the school fees, and then the teacher goes and gets the items she needs.
Okay. I remember when I was going to school, getting school supplies, but not even using half of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually remember getting so many pencils and mechanical pencils, and I would try to keep the pencil and sharpen it till it was like really, really small. I don't know. I thought that was cool. But school supplies are expensive for people, right?
Yes.
And I don't help with that either.
With what? Buying school supplies?
Yeah, like shopping and...
well, you know what?
What?
It's best you didn't, because the budget would really be off whack, because you'd be like, oh, look at this. You need this. Oh, this is really cool. Well, we could use this at home. So that's okay.
Well, let's talk about bedtimes, because I think we're pretty good about bedtimes.
We do well.
So
yes.
Before school gets here, a couple of days, we start pushing to get in bed early.
Yeah.
And we wake them up early.
Mm-hmm.
So we try to get them into the routine a little earlier.
Usually the first week of school, they're so tired anyway. By the time nighttime comes, it's like they're ready for bed.
Yeah. I noticed Jace the other day on Friday, his first full week of school, he was a little unruly at the baseball practice and then here at the house.
Yeah. He's tired.
But I think bedtimes are key. I think if the kid gets to bed early enough, then they're going to wake up in a good mood. They're going to go to school. They're going to be productive. They're not going to be grumpy or rude.
Yeah.
I think that bedtimes are probably the biggest thing for back to school stuff, if you ask me. I think a parent should start setting the bedtimes like 2 weeks before school starts.
Oh, we got to get better at that then.
I know, we should.
Okay. Number 3, set up a study area. Oh, I'm not really good at that. I'm like, look, go find a quiet spot in the house, do your homework.
Well, we have so many people.
So
there's no quiet place here.
So, but yes, a study area to be set up, that would definitely help. And it would keep them on task about looking at what they had learned that day. A morning routine. I'm just thinking, a new morning routine. Well, I wouldn't think it would be new. It would just be
it's new than the summer routine.
Yeah, summer routine, you kind of wake up on whenever you want to. But during school, I guess you're right. You get up, you need to come down, get dressed, brush your teeth, comb your hair. So yeah, the first week I was kind of running in circles because nobody had got their routine back in going yet.
How about Jay, since this is his first year of school?
Oh, he's on point.
He's good?
He's on point.
Speaking of routines, his teacher apparently is having a positive effect on him because this morning, AJ was in the bathroom and Jace comes around the corner. He's like, I got to pee. And so AJ's like hurrying to get out. And then all of a sudden, Jace goes, wait, you did not wash your hands. I will wait right here till you wash your hands. And I can just hear his teacher, because we know his teacher. I can just hear her saying that. Like, I will wait right here till you wash your hands.
Yep, wash your hands, buddy.
And what else did he say the other day?
Well, and then AJ didn't hang the towel up where he had found the towel.
Yeah.
So he's like, you didn't put it back like you had found it.
Oh, he said something else, though.
In the kitchen, but I don't remember what it is now.
But it was something that his teacher would have said.
He was putting them in line.
So those new routines help, the ones we create here at the house. And then when they go to school, you got to think about it. They're in a new environment, a new classroom, a new teacher. So each teacher's a little different with their rules. And so they got to learn new routines in class. Yeah. And obviously, making sure you wash your hands before you leave the potty is a big one. All these other things are cool and whatnot. But the last one I want to talk about is keeping the lines of communication open. I coach kids, so I know how kids can be. They're little angels, but they're also little demons.
They can be one way with you and with some kids another way, yes.
Well, no, I'm saying like keeping lines of communication open. So your kid's going into an environment he hadn't been into a while, and there's going to be new people, different people, people that don't like him or her, and people maybe he doesn't like. And so you're going to have issues. So I think when they get home, talk to them. Now, they don't want to talk to you. Hey, what'd you do at school today? Nothing. What'd you learn today? Nothing. Did you have a good day? Yeah. So it's like, but I think you got to stay on them and talk to them and keep asking them questions. And that way they feel like you're concerned about what's going on.
Yeah.
I know when it comes to like sports, if the parents are involved with the kid outside of practice, even if it's just fun stuff, the kid seems more engaged in the sport. So I think as parents, if we keep the lines of communication open, then that's a good thing.
Yeah, because a lot of times, they get in the car and they may not at that very moment be like, like this and this and this happened or this and that. Or so it's like they can get in the car and you can tell them, hey, hope you had a good day. Anything positive happened today? And then don't drill them right that very moment because they don't want to talk at that very moment usually.
They won't, but they'll normally talk later in the day.
So you just got to keep cordial conversation going with them when they get in, and then later that evening, they usually open up more, at least in our house, unless it's our high school girl. And then she gets in the car and she spills it all.
Well, I remember when Cole and Wes were young, they would get in the car when I would pick them up, and I would be like, well, how was school? And they're like, good. So they would never give me solid information. Yeah. So then I started asking more detailed questions. I'd be like, well, did you make a new friend today? And they're like, we know everybody. I'm like, well, did you lose a friend today? Like, what? So, did you take a test today? Yeah, we took a test. Did you pass? Yeah, I passed. Just start asking them all these little bitty questions.
Yeah.
And then I usually could get stuff out of them. Then I would also mess with the boys. I'm like, well, did you get a girlfriend today? They're like, no. That would get them riled up. But anyway, back to school can be stressful, huh?
It can be. It's exciting. It's fun. It's challenging. So it's almost like an adrenaline rush right there at the beginning of school.
Yeah.
Back to school is exciting and fun and exhilarating, and the fact that you got to get up early again and get people off to school. But it's also a time to learn new things about your kids, and they learn new things in school. So.
And the school day ends at 3?
A little after 3.
And with that, we're going to end this podcast. Make sure you tune into our next one. And remember,
life's a journey.
Enjoy the ride.